It's Tanya D with the Peace We Crave. And today I wanted to talk about finding myself. And when I thought about this topic, I really thought about where I was at before recovery, before spirituality, before all these healing practices that I do, that I talk about quite frequently in some of my other posts and videos and things, and what it took to get to where I'm at now. And I think about where I was, and I was just not in a good place. And the biggest thing with me is that I didn't really like myself, and I also didn't know who I was. I never took the time to get to know me. I never took the time to get to know what I liked and what I enjoyed and all the things that brought me joy and the things that I like to do. I kind of was just doing whatever other people did, or I was trying to keep up with the Joneses or do all these things that just, it really wasn't helping me to be my authentic self. And the more I stayed in recovery, continued to do what I was doing, the more I learned that I need to be true to my authentic self. And I really had to find me and find what I like to do and find what works for me and what doesn't. What works for some people doesn't necessarily work for me. I've done a lot of different kinds of ways of doing this, and I'd be interested in ways maybe you've done it too. My biggest thing was I totally got rid of all the people in my life, or I separated, I shouldn't say got rid of, I separated from the people in my life who were bringing me down, people who were doing things that I no longer aligned with. And I started to find people that did the kind of things I like to do, that were on the same wavelength, that were looking to develop their spirituality more, or looking to do different things in their lives and explore and have adventures and have fun, all while not having to use any kind of substances in order to do that. And that was a challenge. That was, I say this now, it wasn't very easy to do. It was hard to navigate that, to find who was on that path and who wasn't, um, sticking with the people that were quote unquote winning, who seemed to be living in a way that I wanted to. And it it was a challenge. It was a challenge finding people, and I luckily was able to find a really good group of people. I'm able to find people that align with the kind of things that I want to be doing. And that's really important because that helps me stay true to myself as I'm finding myself. So I'm doing all these things and I'm learning all these things and I'm finding out what I like and I don't like, because I never really explored that before recovery. It wasn't something that like I said, I really wasn't something that I did. And I just think about things that I tried and things that I don't even know why I even did that. But then there's some beautiful things that I tried too, and I didn't even think I'd like them, and I do. And all the different kinds of practices that came from all those different things that I tried, all the different kind of spiritual practices that I do, and all the little like rituals that I have and things that I enjoy. Um, if it's really important for me to be able to take time for myself, and for me as someone who's introverted, which is something that I also had no clue that I really even was. I thought there was something wrong with me. And no, I'm just an introverted person, and I need to do certain things to take care of myself. And I make sure I make time for myself. I make time to be alone. I make time for the things I need to do in order to take care of myself, so I'm not overwhelmed as easy. There's different groups that I'm in, not just recovery groups, but other groups that I've joined that really, really help me with that, and really help me to see different things I can do, see what I'm doing, and know that it's okay. It's okay that I'm doing these things. Um, I really, luckily, when I got sober, I really got back into reading. I really was an avid reader, and I kind of went away, and I got really back into that, joined a book club. Like I really have these group of people that I love discussing this kind of stuff with, and it's fun, it's good. It's something really enjoyable for me that I like to do. And also making sure that I'm taking time after like a busy time, making sure I'm building in that self-care time when I'm coming down from a very, like I said, a very busy time of vacation, when I'm away. And sometimes I have back-to-back trips, and I don't plan it that way. It just seems to happen that way. I make sure that I do schedule in some downtime so I'm able to then come back from all of that with my best self. Really take the time I need. And these are all things that I learned as through the process, through some other some other professional settings that I've been in. And I'm able to now navigate some of this stuff and have these different ways and practices of doing things. Something that also helps me too a lot is my energy healing. That's really important in my meditation practice. It's really, really important for me. Something that I weave together into my day and into time that I take when I need to, when I need to take and have some downtime, which is totally okay and totally fine. Didn't know that. Um, and also my love of helping other people. I was a very, very selfish individual in my younger times, and also when I was in active addiction. So I really, really have found that I really enjoy helping people. And I found ways that I can help people to be of maximum use to others, and still be able to stay true to myself and still be able to keep the kind of uh, the authenticity that I want to keep, and also show up in the ways that I feel comfortable showing up, and also in the ways that make the most sense for me. Um, if I try to force myself to be something that I'm not, it doesn't feel comfortable, it doesn't feel right. And again, these are all things that I've learned that I've picked up over time. And it's been a real gift. It's really a gift to really know, like, I don't like this and I like that. And I never knew I was doing this thing just because the world wanted me to, or this one wanted me to, or that one expected it, or whatever it is. And I'm able to then show up differently in my life and show up in ways that really, really are for the better good and really are for for other people. So I'm showing up as my best self, and I don't want to show up as that person that I was that was just so angry and so miserable and so just didn't want to be around anybody. I want to be able to show up the best way I can. And I also love this idea of failure. So I've been playing around with this idea that failure is a good thing. Many people think that it's not. People think that it is a negative thing. It's not something to strive for. And it's not something that I strive for per se, but I just know in the back of my mind whenever I'm pursuing something new that I'm probably going to be some bumps. There's probably going to be some failures in there. And the more I can accept that up front, as I'm doing all these different things, the more that I'll be able to say, oh, okay, that was one of those missteps, those just things that kind of happen, and I'm going to regroup and I'm going to try something else. And going into it with the idea that failure isn't a bad thing was so important for me. Failing and getting something wrong and not doing it right the first time, all that stuff that goes back to my perfectionism, it all is okay. I don't have to be perfect. I don't have to do it right the first time. I don't have to do it right the second or the third time, even. And that was just such a big revelation, such a big, just such big ideas for me to really bring into my being and really sit with and say, oh, okay, that really is okay. That's fine. It's not really a big deal. I can make a mistake and it's not the end of the world. And then I know I found myself because I'm able to look in the mirror, I'm able to look into this video camera right now and not see a piece of crap. You know, I see someone who has done a lot of work on herself and continues to do work on herself and is kicking butt and is taking names and is trying my best every day just to show up. Whether I'm showing up for myself or I'm showing up for you or whatever it is, I'm just trying my best today. And whatever my best is going to be okay, and that's it. And these are just really, really big concepts for me that were very, very hard once upon a time, but have become easier over time with all the work that I've been doing. So I hope that gives you a little food for thought. I feel like I was all over the place a little bit with this topic, but it's been such a journey finding me and knowing me and getting to know what I like and don't like and having some bumps along the way. So I'd love to connect with you more. You can reach out to me on my website, thepeacewecrave.com. I look forward to connecting with you, and thank you so much for your time.